Hello trainers, it's your favorite content creator Ganetto, and today we're gonna dive together into Hisui Cup. Hisui Cup is gonna be all about Sinnoh, and that makes sense because Sinnoh used to be Hisui, so yeah, those regions are kinda the same. So we're gonna have a Sinnoh Cup, which also gonna allow the Hisuian Pokemon into the fight, and if you do not have any Hisui Pokemon already built up, well, do not beat yourself down because they're not gonna be that good. Only Overquill, which is gonna be Quillfish's next evolution form, is gonna be useful, so keep that in mind. And now let's dive into the first team, because we're starting off with a double steel team with Gliscor up on the lead, Bastiodon and Empoleon. So this line of three in particular is gonna be super strong. Gliscor, I prefer it with Earthquake over Aerial Ace. Just keep in mind that you are gonna need your Wing Attack version and Night Slash as your main moves. Also, you can always go with Fury Cutter, so forget what I said that you're gonna need Wing Attack. Perhaps you should go Fury Cutter for some weird dark types that might exist in the meta. Bastiodon, a pretty straightforward Pokemon, the wolf face of Great League, and here it is gonna be pretty amazing as well. And the safe switch of the team is gonna be Empoleon. This Pokemon is gonna apply so much pressure to the opponent, and even against the fighters, it is most likely gonna get at least one shield before fainting. So one of the best safe switches for Hisui Cup. The core breaker of the team, Lucario, not only because it can be down and farm down the backline, but also if it can land that Shadow Ball without a bait on Gliscor, things can get pretty tricky for this team. Now let's move forward into the next one, and you're gonna see that we have that little arrow on the lead scenario. Well, hear me out on that, because I saw somewhere that some Pokemon from the Hoenn region might be accessible on the Hisui Cup. Actually, the three last from the Pokédex of Hoenn, Rayquaza, Jirachi and Deoxys. So if Deoxys is allowed, it's gonna be a huge thing, and this team can work for it. If it is not allowed in the meta, that will give more room to Lucario to succeed. So I might be using Deoxys here, but if it is not allowed, well, this team can also work with Lucario up on the lead, especially with the absence of Deoxys. So Lucario, a pretty straightforward Pokemon. You're gonna go in there with your power up punches, vamping up your counters, and also you always have access to either the close combat or the preferable move Shadow Ball for that nuke damage against especially the core breaker of the team, Drifblim. The closer of the team is gonna be Gastrodon, and this one is gonna be kinda tricky for the opponent because this Pokemon can completely farm down the enemy Lucario, the enemy Empoleon, or even a whole Bastiodon without spending a single shield, and that's absolutely awesome. The safe switch of the team is gonna be Drapion. So Drapion is one of the best Pokemon currently to use in Great League, and it makes no wonder at all why it is here as a safe switch, one of the safest Pokemon overall in the current meta, and you are not gonna regret your time using a non-Sludge Bomb version. You're gonna need Poison Sting, Crunch and Aqua Tail for this Pokemon to succeed. So overall, the core breaker of the team is gonna be this Drifblim, because against the fighter it can absolutely destroy it down with a simple Shadow Ball, and of course against that Gastrodon you might be a little bit troubled since you do not have anything to throw against the Drifblim. And of course you have access to Drapion, which can go pretty well with the crunches, but still it has to take a lot of damage in return, so that's why Drifblim is gonna be such a good core breaker for this team. Battlers, if you are not a fan of Bastiodon, well, this team might be just for you, because we are having a Purple Bass team, and this Pokemon is gonna be the same typing like Bastiodon. However, we're gonna have a little bit more electric aura around us, since we're gonna have the fast attack Spark, which is gonna provide a little bit more energy than Rock Throw or Smackdown from Bastiodon, meaning that we can get to those charge attacks pretty faster. Also, we are gonna go not with Thunderbolt, but with Rock Slide and Magnet Bomb. The closer of the team is gonna be Frostlass, and you already know how great this option can be. Shadow Ball and and Avalanche both hit for heavy damage, and also you do not have anything to fear, especially if you farm a little bit from the previous matchup and then you nuke down the next Pokemon. Just a shield up and you're gonna be just fine on the closing scenario. And you already know how good this Pokemon is from all those special caps that Go Battle League has introduced to us, and Frostlass was available to play. The safe switch of the team is gonna pick Cresselia. However, in order to drop it below 1500 CP, you have to trade with a friend, and you have to be kinda lucky to drop it below that mark as well. The core breaker of the team is gonna be Pachirisu, and that is because it can beat down every single Pokemon of this list individually, but as you can see, it will take some damage in return. So with a good synergy, I don't think that you're gonna have any problems encountering this Pokemon and go battling. And also, not everyone is gonna have this Pokemon because it doesn't spawn anywhere in the world other than Alaska, I believe, and Canada, so you're gonna be just fine. The time for the final team recommendation has come, trainers, so we have a Drifblim team, followed up by Bronzong and Cherin on its sunny form. So let's start off with Drifblim. This Pokemon is gonna go crazy with those icy winds debuffing the opponent, or just go straight for that Shadow Ball to finish them off. With Shadow Ball, you're most likely gonna finish off pretty much anything, and this Pokemon is only afraid of Bastiodon up on the lead. Even against something like a Honchkrow, which is gonna be the core breaker of the team, it can still go pretty well against it, especially with those icy wind debuffing the Honchkrow and at the same time advancing with a lot of damage outputs. The closer of the team is gonna be Bronzong, because it's gonna be a heavy steel type that can also beat down Bastiodon, and this is gonna be one of the key elements for Hisui Cup, beating down Bastiodon and also being able to spam damage to whatever else with Psyshock and Confusion. If you do not have Bulldoze, you can always go with Payback like I do here, but I think that Bulldoze will be much more effective against Bastiodon and Empoleon, because those two might be pretty much everywhere. So the safe switch of the team is gonna be Cherin on its sunny form, as we have already said, because it can absolutely blast anything. Weather Ball is gonna be for spam, and Solar Beam will just nuke down anything. I literally mean it. And of course, you can always use Hyper Beam like I do over here, but that was a mistake by me. Solar Beam could have been the better option overall. The core breaker of the team, we have already said that it's gonna be Honchkrow. It can go kinda well against our Drifblim, but we still have the icy winds. It can go pretty well with a single charge attack against Cherin, but we still have the spammy Weather Balls, and against Bronzong it absolutely walls it down. But overall, this team with a little bit of synergy as well can finish off any unsuspected opponent. So that's all, trainers. Thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. I hope you had a nice time watching the video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.